One of the hardest things to get right in permanent makeup is lip blush retention. I hear it all the time from other artists, but there are things you can do to get great healed results, and I'm going to share my top 5 lip tips with you now. Let's go. So firstly, clients and their preparation play a huge part in the healed results of your lip blush. You need to be implanting into fresh, moisturised skin. Fun fact, did you know that your lips are the only skin on the body that can't moisturise itself?
I did not know that.
That's why clients need to prepare well for 3 or 4 days before their treatment by exfoliating and moisturising their lips. Some fine castor sugar and vegetable oil makes a great scrub, or a soft toothbrush in some Vaseline also works well. If they don't do this, then you run the risk of trying to implant into dead, dry skin, which will just fall off in patches. It's your job to fully impress on your clients the importance of this step. Also, I like to always work with something to keep the lips moisturised during the treatment, like hustle butter, to prevent them drying out as I'm working too. Secondly, there is something lurking, like an uninvited guest at a party about to gatecrash: the herpes simplex virus, also known as a cold sore. And if you let this guy in, he's going to trash everything.
Here's Johnny!
If your client has ever had a cold sore, then the act of lip blushing will waken up the dormant virus like you have never seen it. They will get a mega breakout, and it will absolutely ruin the results. It's not enough to just mention this to clients. They need to know the severity of ignoring this, especially when it's so easy to combat. They can get antiviral tablets from their doctor or online pharmacy as a prophylactic and keep that thug at bay. Remember, you can't give people directions to take this as you're not medically trained. Just direct them where to go and tell them to follow the advice given from the dispenser. Let's talk about actual technique here. The lips are very vascular and full of lymph and nerve endings. This makes it super easy to traumatise the lips during a tattoo. Your pressure should always be super light and the needle should suit the client. Now, I'm a fan of a 1RL for lips, but it's very easy to traumatise the lips with this if you're at all heavy-handed. Signs of trauma include bruising and bleeding. And if your client is bleeding, you're going to get poor results. Switch up your needle to a higher configuration if you see that. Now, I've used 1RLs and also magnums. It depends on the client, but you should always be light-handed with your pressure. I like to saturate one area and then move on, so I'm not going over the lips over and over and traumatizing them more. Now, are you someone who keeps getting a ring of pigment at the edges and nothing in the middle? It happens a lot. Have a feel of your lips in the middle. Now, at the edge. The tissue is different. It's easier to implant on this tighter skin at the edges, so I do even lighter and shorter strokes, and longer strokes on the fleshier part. As I'm working on this tighter skin at the edge, you can see I'm using really light and very short strokes. Really concentrate on making your strokes as light as possible. Have a little competition with yourself to go lighter and lighter. Take really good care not to overwork and oversaturate this part of the lips. Now, as I'm working on the fleshier, softer part of the lips, you can see that my strokes get longer. This gives me much more even results. If you need help with technique, then join my Facebook group Permanent Excellence and post your work. If you want to be mentored online by me personally and improve your skills, then click the mentorship link below. We have limited spaces and it's the quickest way to improve your results. Finally, aftercare is super important to get great results. Your body is trying to expel the pigment as it's a foreign object, so doing as little as we can to help that is vital. Your client will have to keep their lips well moisturised, but other than that, they shouldn't be touching them. Avoid the smacking of lips and rubbing them together or blotting unless they're weeping. That's going to help the pigment stay put. Did you know this already? Let me know in the comments.
I did not know that.
For lip blush results, you absolutely need to be performing your needle techniques properly to keep trauma to a minimum. Do you know if you are? Well, I made this video here to help. Practice along with me. See you next time.